David and his wife shared a blissful relationship full of happiness. However, things took a strange turn when she began acting peculiar and keeping secrets. In a bid to uncover the shocking truth she was concealing, David decided to tell her. David and Natalie are one of those couples you look at and think, oh, they're so perfect for each other. And so in love. They knew each other from college, but it took a while until they finally started dating. And once it started, they haven't been apart since then. Recently, they got married in a dreamlike wedding ceremony. Things were great, but a few months after the wedding, David noticed something unusual. Natalie was behaving a bit strangely. At first, he thought she could be adjusting to the new husband and wife life, but a few weeks later, she was still doing weird things. David knew his wife, so he thought something could be happening. It all started with Natalie arriving late from work, not replying to his messages, and not saying when she would be late for dinner. The man loved his wife and didn't want to believe she was cheating, but there were too many red flags. So one day, David decided to confront her. Honey, I couldn't help but notice you've been behaving strangely. Is there something going on? Natalie was frightened, but she answered, stuttering. No, babe, everything is fine. Are you sure? Aren't you hiding anything from me? Asked the man. No, honey, I'm not. Are you seeing someone, Natalie? How dare you accuse me of something like that? She got upset and left. Natalie entered the bedroom and got a phone call. David followed her and could hear what she was saying. Darling, I asked you not to call me. I'll call you back as soon as I can. David knew what he had to do. If he confronted her once more, she'll deny it as she did before. So the next day, he decided to follow her and see with his own eyes. But what happened next, David would never expect. As he followed his wife, she saw her entering this tiny street. He parked the car and saw her entering an old building that was familiar to him. I think I've been here before, he thought, but he wasn't sure. David knocked on the door, and to his surprise, a familiar face opened the door. But you live in another town. It was Natalie's mother. The woman didn't know what to say. David kept on questioning her. What are you doing here? Why didn't my wife tell me you were in town?
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
Well, David, the woman finally said, it's not up to me to tell you that. The man got angry and wanted to enter the house. Where's Natalie? I want to talk to her. Wait here, I'll call her. Oh no, I've had enough of waiting. David entered the house, furious. But what he saw inside shocked him even more. What's going on here? David couldn't believe his eyes. Natalie was sitting on the floor with the 5-year-old girl watching TV. She knew she couldn't hide it anymore, so she had to tell him the truth. However, she was afraid to lose her husband because of her lie. "Ok, I'll tell you everything," said Natalie to David. "I think you owe me an explanation for sure. I was afraid you wouldn't marry me if you found out about my daughter. Oh gosh, I was so afraid to lose you. So my mom offered to take her in." David couldn't say a word. The man was shocked. "I need to take some fresh air," he said, and left the house. As he walked down the street, his mind was racing. She had a child, and I didn't know anything about it. How could she do that to me? David was lost. He needed some alone time to digest everything that was happening. So he texted Natalie and asked her to stay with her mom that night. I need to sleep on this, he thought. The next day, he went back to the house to talk to Natalie. Look, you don't have to hide anything from me, especially something so serious like having a daughter. To be honest, I was more than shocked. I was hurt. The man continued, but I understand your reasons. From now on, I want you to be honest with me, no matter what. Natalie looked at him, teary-eyed. Of course, honey. No secrets anymore. I have a proposal. Yes, tell me. Are you ready to move into a new home? You, your mom, and I could live together. David looked at the 5-year-old girl and said, You're welcome in our new home too, sweetie. The girl's smile was timid as David and Natalie wrapped her in a hug. I can't believe this, David. It feels like a dream come true. I love you so much, Natalie exclaimed. I love you too, David replied. After that moment, they vowed to be completely honest with one another, and their relationship blossomed with love and mutual understanding. They never again kept secrets from each other. From this story, there are important lessons to be learned. It is crucial to accept people for who they are. Although David initially reacted with anger, he later realized that Nathalie's actions stemmed from a fear of losing him. Consequently, he forgave her for her mistakes. Transparency and honesty are essential pillars of any successful relationship. Dishonesty can only be concealed for a limited time, and Nathalie was fortunate that David was forgiving. After this experience, they both agreed to be truthful with one another, leading to an even stronger bond in their marriage.